just taking a few moments to just soak all of that beauty and artistry in, to allow ourselves to be expanded, opened up, to allow even the cells, the molecules, atoms, and the interspaces of our being to be enlivened by this incredible artistry. And so knowing that there is only one thing going on, and for right now I'm calling it love, what an absolute gift and blessing it is to be on the receiving end of such love, expressing and fulfilling itself through every single note and chord and turn of phrase, all of the playfulness, all of the joy, all of the attention and intention of every single beat. What a gift and blessing it is to be here now in community to share this experience. knowing that as we move forward through the coming hours, days, and weeks ahead, we carry this memory and this experience together. So for all the love that is present, for all the love that is on its way, I am so grateful to know that right here, right now, every single aspect of tonight's Elevate experience is pure love expressing, unfolding, unfurling, evolving, radiating from the very depths of every soul present. So with deep gratitude, with so much appreciation, with so much reverence for the beauty and artistry that is always present in each and every one of us, I simply release my word as law, knowing that right here, right now, tonight's Elevate is a beautiful, brilliant expression of love that continues, continues, and continues throughout time, space, and eternity. So I release, I let go, and I bask in this beautiful, brilliant, divine flow. And so it is. So I just invite everyone to gently open your eyes if you haven't done so already. Receive a big cleansing breath in. Let it all out. And put your hands together for the band. I totally recognize that tune, but I don't know the name of it. So Pablo, can you tell us, please?
Some from a Cuban composer, a lady called Maria Teresa Vera, and wrote a song called 20 años, 20 years. So traditional Cuban, it's like songwriting.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, let's give him another hand. And now, gentlemen, if you want to go and have a seat, because there's some more music coming later, but for now, we're moving into another portion of our evening, which is to check out our monthly theme. And this theme, or this month's theme, is transformation. And I love this butterfly that our creative services partner, Brooke, chose for this theme, because everybody knows what happens with a caterpillar and how a caterpillar is in a butterfly is in a caterpillar. There is a transformation that occurs. There is a complete meltdown, breakdown into goo and nothingness, and then out of that goo comes this incredible, beautiful, brilliant creature. And so to anchor us in our theme is this affirmation, which is on the VTC Values Compass. We consciously experience the infinite potentiality of our being. And so I just want to take a moment and allow that affirmation to just filter its way into your cells and into your beings, and just allow whatever it is that is being stirred up in you to have some breathing room. I know for me, when I look at that, the word that stands out is consciously. I don't want to live life by default. I don't want to just move through life willy-nilly. I want to move very intentionally and very consciously, whatever I am doing. So now is an opportunity if someone would like to share something that is on their mind or on their heart regarding our theme, regarding this affirmation, or even with what it is that we just experienced music-wise in community together. There is a microphone here at the ready. And just one or two brief shares. We have some time, so I'm thinking maybe there's at least one person that has something that they would like to share into the community space about transformation. Maggie. Got it.
So much to say and so little time. So I'm just going to breathe for a second. I think that sometimes in the storminess of life that can hit us hard, it can feel like a dark night of the soul, a breakdown, where we're completely off track. And I've been through that in this fall. This fall was that for me, and I've had it before many times. But then when I trust the process, stay in my alignment, stay in my heart, stay in my intentions, stay in my values, protect my light, honor all of the feelings, honor and release all of it. I get a little bit further along the path and I see that there was divine guidance there the whole time, and there was an expansion of infinite potentiality happening the entire time that I couldn't feel in the moment. And that's where I'm at right now. And I think that we can all relate to that, because I think we go through storms and chapters and contraction and expansion and contraction and expansion. And sometimes it's hard to trust the process. But life is happening for me, not to me. And it's always, always bringing out more expansion and more potentiality as long as I'm doing it consciously.
Thank you. I'm actually hearing, Maggie, in what you just said, that no matter what, even if you're not aware of it, there is that in you that trusts the process anyway. Like, no matter how you're feeling, no matter how dark and bumpy and icky it might get, that there's that in you that continues to trust the process, and that's what gets you through. And I can so relate to the storminess. I mean, I've talked about it from the stage. Last year was pretty much a shitstorm on so many levels. And for so many people, too, I heard again and again and again. And so knowing that we are in the final, days of the year of the snake, with the final shedding of the painful process of the skin and letting go of the stuff that just doesn't fit anymore, and then moving into the year of the horse, the year of action, and, giddy up, you were telling me.
Giddy up.
Giddy up. So yeah, thank you. Transformation right there.
And I loved your first quote too about how transformation is not the goal, it's the byproduct. Oh, I love that. Oof.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's, if you weren't here for the meditation, it's coming up in the talk. So thank you. All right, time for one more brief share. If someone has something that they would like to bring into community, don't have to, but there's time. Oh, Sherry. I just also, my eye just went right to Evelyn in the back there. It's so cute. Evelyn, the baby. She's got something to say. No, Evelyn. Go ahead, Sherry.
Okay, I got it. So, well, I had my first Jyotish astrological reading earlier this week. It's Vedic astrology.
Okay.
And one of the things that I learned is, from 1982, when I began my sort of, call it conscious path, till 10 or 15 years ago, I had, I used to say the difficult lessons are about 5 minutes apart. And that's how it was for such a long time. And, I learned that in the last 16 years, I've been on a Jupiter ruling something, whatever. And that's an easier path. And it has been, I've been more settled, haven't moved a zillion times. It's been an easier path. Well, in April, I start on a Saturn path. Apparently, that is not a gentle path. So it looks like that whole transformation thing is going to, whirl up again. So I guess I want to just say that in our lives, we have influences that are planetary, that can stir things up or not, as the case may be. And anyway, so not like there's anything wrong, because we're in a soup.
Yeah. Thank you. And what I'm also hearing is you're aware. You're aware that this is about to happen, so it's not going to be like, what is going on all of a sudden? I know for me, when I know that something, when there's awareness, then even in the discomfort and confrontation and disruption and discombobulation, having that awareness gives some context to the situation and makes it, I don't know if easier is the right word, but
Understandable, part of the big picture.
Yeah.
Nothing I did wrong.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, fantastic. All right, so take that. Thank you very much. All right, thank you for your shares, and I invite us all to keep leaning into our theme for the month, transformation, and just see what's coming up for you when you think about this theme. How is it informing your day-to-day life, and what kind of transformations are you going through? Okay, so as some of you know, I was away in Nashville last week, and I did not want to come back. Has anyone here been to Nashville before? Oh, okay, one person. Wow, like what an incredible city. What an amazing, amazing city. I will be talking about it probably for the next few weeks because it just had such a profound impact on me. So I went for a 2-day live event that was the live component of the year-long program that Glenn and I have been in called Relaxed Money with Kate Northrup. And I was super excited to go to this because I've been following Kate Northrup for like 18 years or something, and I knew that there would be a small number of people there, so there was going to be an opportunity to meet her, and I did get a chance to meet her and talk to her a little bit on the first night, and then on the second night, continued the conversation from the first night. And the whole event itself was phenomenal. I mean, talk about high vibration people and high vibration in the room. It felt so good to be immersed, infused, and just like in this incredible, amazing, swirling, delicious soup of infinite potentiality and intentionality and purposefulness with everybody who was there to participate, whether it was people in the audience or the keynote speakers, many of whom were part of this program as well. And so I was introduced to speakers and thought leaders that I'd never heard of before, and I'm now completely wowed by, and will be following and listening to all sorts of podcasts and things like that. But it was really cool on so many levels because it completely opened me up. I just felt so expanded. I felt so tuned in. I felt so connected. And because I was away from here, from the day-to-day, because there was physical spaciousness in the room that we were in the hotel, because the place that I stayed at, which I loved and highly recommend if anyone's going to Nashville, it had like 10 plus foot ceilings. So there was this incredible spaciousness in the place that I was staying in. And it was very central, so I walked everywhere, and the streets are very spacious, the sidewalks are big. It was just spacious, 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 spacious. And there was music everywhere. And now when I tell people, I went to Nashville, a lot of people are like, oh, I love country music. And I'm like, well, yeah, there is country music, and there's so much other music there. It's not just country. So anyway, I digress a little bit. One of the first things that happened when we went to show up and not register, but show up for the so they could tick off our names and stuff like that on the first day. Those of us who signed up early on, we had to give a $100 deposit, which I totally forgot about, and then they gave us that $100 deposit back in a nice, crisp US $100 bill. And so I thought, I'm going to just stick this in my wallet, and I'm going to walk around with this US $100 bill. It's going to feel so good. And so it was in my wallet, and then this weekend was happening, and I knew that after this 2-day event on the Thursday, that was my day to explore Nashville. And so when I went to get my groceries on the very first night I went there, I went to this super cute little organic market. I looked it up online. It's called the Turnip Truck. And the cashier was a huge bluegrass fan, and he said, are you going to see any live music? And I'm like, of course. And he said, well, if you want to see the best bluegrass, just go to that building over there. If you want to see this, go over here. If you want to see this, go over here. But really, the best and easiest thing to do is just walk up and down Broadway. And if you hear something you like, just walk into the bar and listen. And I'm like, huh, okay, all right, I'll do that. And so Thursday was the day that I got to do that. And so I got to Broadway at about 2:30 or 3 in the afternoon. And for some reason, I'm like, bars, you know, maybe like at 7 o'clock, people will start playing. There are people playing in these bars all day long. Like this street is lined with bars on both sides for blocks, and this is where musicians have their residency for, I don't know, months, a year, whatever. They play every single day for 1 or 2 sets. There's a whole bunch of different artists and bands that play in the same place, and you literally just walk up and down the street, and if you hear something, you walk into a bar. Now, the first place that I went to was a place that Glenn wanted me to go to, and unfortunately, it closed down. So the guy was telling me, you know, yeah, they refurbished and did all this stuff and whatever, and then they only lasted 3 months. So they're closed, and I thought, well, I don't know any other place here, so I'm just going to walk into this place. And so I walked into this place, and then I saw that the band that was playing there, they had a bucket. And so I thought, oh, right, I got to give some money, right? Like, it's kind of like busking, but they're all inside in bars. And so I thought, well, do I want to break this $100 bill that I'm so excited about because it's US dollars, which is like what, 5,000 Canadian almost. And so I did end up breaking it because I thought, well, here's this money that I have. Here's this like abundance that I'm carrying. And now I get to like distribute it to, a whole bunch of different musicians and artists. And so that's what I started doing. I got it broken, and then I started walking up and down the street. And so I went to see one band in one place, and then I went to see another, and another, and another. And then later that night, I went to see this incredible 6-piece New Orleans jazz band where I stayed for like 2 full sets, and they were like this far away from me in a tiny little club that was maybe like half the size of this sanctuary. I cannot tell you how incredible it felt to just be immersed in all of that music and all of these different artists just pouring their heart and talent out with every single song, and then to be able to just spread the love with this money that I received and just be able to share it and sprinkle it all over Nashville, as I went from place to place to place to place. And so on the last day, on the Thursday, I was walking along Broadway, and I didn't intend to go in anywhere, but all of a sudden, as I'm walking by one place, I hear LaGrange by ZZ Top playing. I'm like, oh, I gotta go in! And so I went in, and that was the last band that I saw. They had some hangovers, and listened to the one song, and I videotaped a whole bunch of them, and it was great. But in addition to this, very conscious sort of giving and sharing of the abundance that I had, what I was also doing along the way was I was doing something that was a new commitment for me that came out of this 2-day event. And so at this event, we were seated 6 to a table, and in the middle, there was this little centerpiece, and there were some postcards there. And on the second day, Kate said, take a postcard. You're going to make a commitment to do one thing to expand your prosperity consciousness, to expand your relationship with money. One thing you're going to commit to for the next 90 days, and you're going to write your postcard to yourself, 90 days from now, and then you're going to give us that postcard, right? So I was thinking about it, and I got a little confused, but then I'm like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. And for me, it was that I was only going to spend consciously. So every single purchase I was making, every single monetary transaction was going to be a conscious choice. There wasn't going to be anything that was going to be random. There wasn't going to be any of this just sort of like, buying, on the spot or whatever. And so I was walking around Nashville as I was spreading the love with all these bands, also muscle testing and all these different stores that had all these little knickknacks and gifty things, because I wanted to bring something back for Glenn, and I wanted to bring something back for our daughter Milana, and I wanted to get something for myself. I knew it was going to be a shot glass because I collect little shot glasses, and which I have like kombucha and things like that out of. And so I would be like, oh my God, Milana would love this. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I would stand there and I would think about it, and then I would muscle test it. Nope. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I would say, oh my God, Glenn would love this. Okay. Nope. And it just kept going again, like, no. And it was so easy. And I'm like, this is great. Like, this is such a fantastic test because the body knows, what is life affirming and what is reactive. So eventually I got a little gift for Glenn, which was great, but I had nothing for Milana. That didn't come until I was at the airport. And it was like the perfect gift for her that I found there. So I was so proud of myself, just going around Nashville, spreading the monetary love, muscle testing on every single potential purchase, and spending money consciously, right? The whole time that I was there. And so I brought this home with me. I told Glenn, this is what I'm doing. And so since I've been back for a few days, spending money consciously. And so I was super excited because I'm like, this is the new me for 90 days for sure. And then it's going to just be this like incredible, amazing, pure automatic habit. And so the title of my talk today is Broadway, Bone Broth, and Baby Steps. Okay, now you're probably thinking, what's with the bone broth and the baby steps? Well, I'm so glad that you asked because here's the thing. This morning, I went to buy some cat food at PetSmart in Uptown Mall, and there's a Whole Foods there. And I thought, I'm going to go get some bone broth because some of you know that a few weeks ago, our cat Yuzu, that we've only had for a few months, went through 3 rounds of an infection. And we were giving her bone broth to keep her all moisturized and hydrated. And we're just doing it now anyway as a thing. So I went in to get this bone broth, very intentional with the purchase, right? And then as I walk by, there's all these Valentine's things, right? And I'm like, yeah, Valentine's Day is coming up, right? And then I see these, which is one of my favorite things, right? They're not available all year long. The company is Chalk XO, and it's a raspberry dark chocolate. Doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. They're delicious. And so I very intentionally grab from the back of the display to not mess up the display. I walk up to the thing, I pay for it, I walk out the door, I'm driving, and then I'm like, whoa, I just bought that stuff without thinking. Like, that was not a conscious choice. That was not a conscious transaction. That was not a conscious purchase. I'm like, oh my God, my streak. And I'm like, no, that's okay, because I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to share it with everybody tonight. And so what I got was I went back, and because, it's Valentine's Day coming up, so just pass them around, grab one for yourself. Got to open the bag. I think there's 7 in each one. And so the point there is that just because we might get derailed off of something that is an intention, something that we want to do, doesn't mean that we have to stop and just throw our arms in the air and that's it, right? And this is the same thing with life, okay? This was just a little tiny blip, but something that, turned into something that could be a beautiful illustration and a delicious illustration and a timely illustration because it is Valentine's Day in a couple of days. So the bone broth was very intentional. And then this, even though it wasn't intentional, intention and purpose came out of it. And so this is the thing that we get to do from moment to moment to moment. And sort of like when Maggie was talking about, when there are stormy things happening in our life, when it feels like it doesn't feel good and like, oh my gosh, my life is falling apart, we still have the option to shift our perspective enough to trust the process, to know that whatever it is that we are going through, there's a bigger picture, like it's just happening, and it's not happening to me, it's happening for me, so that I can step into, so that I can transform, go beyond form, beyond what it is that I am right now in this moment, transform into a greater expression of who and what I truly am. And so the thing that I want to invite us into is when those little things, moments happen, where all of a sudden we realize, oh my gosh, this isn't what my intention was, that all we need to do is just notice, that's what happened. That's it. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just what happened. And then we can accept that we don't have to make it good or bad, that it's just what happened. And then we get to keep taking those tiny baby steps. And the more we take those tiny baby steps, kind of like when I was walking around Broadway in that first bar, I'm like, oh, I don't know. By the time I hit the fourth bar, I'm walking in there and I'm sitting down with my phone and I'm videotaping, the band, because this is what I'm doing, because it's so fun and it's such an amazing experience. And then it feels so good just giving the money, at the end, saying thank you so much for that incredible, amazing gift of music. So that's what we get to do. That's what we get to do on our path of discovery, of exploration, of transformation. And so going back to the quote that we had in meditation, transformation isn't the goal, it's the byproduct of awareness, intention, and committed action. And so here's the thing. My commitment for 90 days is about spending consciously, and it was very intentional to be about money. But we spend our attention, we spend our time, we spend our energy, we spend so much of ourselves. And so my invitation to all of us is to become more aware of how we are spending anything of ours, of us, from one now moment to the next. And whatever we are spending, that we become more intentional about it. Because the more intentional we are, the more committed we are, then the more aligned we are with that transformation that ends up occurring, that can only be a greater expression of who and what we are. Thank you, and so it is. All right, so now is an opportunity, if you would like, to hang out with some people nearby. If you would like to have some conscious connection through conversation, then I invite you to chat with, either the people at your table or maybe sitting next to you, and just maybe unpack whatever it is that's coming up for you from the talk, from the music, from the little treats, whatever it is that's happening here. And I will ding the meditation bowl in about 10 minutes when it's time to come back. If chatting with someone right now is not something you want to do, that's totally okay too, all right? There's some tea to be had in the lobby. There's an interactive table over there. You can go for a little walk outside. It's a little balmy tonight. So yeah, whatever it is that feels good and supportive for you, okay? Thank you. 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning. All right, everyone, I'm welcoming you back to the main formation. Thank you for your engagement, for your consciousness, for your participation. And as the band makes its way back upstairs, I'm going to hand out the You Are Beautiful blessing box. There you go. So you get this beautiful message, you are beautiful. You open it up, grab a little affirmation or blessing to add to your collection, and then close the box and pass it to the next person so they get the same message. All right. Okay, so in just a few moments, the Elevate Trio is going to be back up here playing a special tune in honor of somebody special being here today. I know they're on their way. All right, here they come. All right, and actually, as they are coming, oh no, let's do that. Let's do that first. Yes, the Elevate Trio. The Elevate Trio with tonight's featured tune. I'm going to let Kelby introduce it. Thank you.
We thought to ourselves, so transition is the theme for the month, but what an amazing transition it is to have... Transformation, sorry. My bad. Transformation. The transforming of this beautiful little being into our midst, into the outside world here. And so Peter and I were down there talking over transformational baby songs. And we came up with a bunch and we settled on this one because we were, I don't know if you guys walked here with the baby. Did you walk or drive? No. Okay, well, I'm going to imagine that sometime you're going to walk. So this is a song. This is a song called Walking My Baby Back Home. And if you guys keep coming, we're going to come up with a whole ton of baby songs for you. Got a whole Raffi playlist that we're going to bring in. Uh-huh. Yeah. I think it's up there. Do you have a shirt? Yeah. I do. Okay. A one, a two, a one. Gee, it's great after being at Elevate, walking my baby back home, arm in arm over meadow and farm. poem. One kiss, then I continue again. I walking my baby back home. We stop for a while. You give me a smile and snug your head on my chest. We start to dance, and that's when I get her talcum all over my face. After I kinda straighten my tie, she has to borrow my comb. One kiss, then I do you again. Look at those little baby feet back there. Walking my baby back home. Woo! That's the cutest baby walk I've ever seen. Pablo Peter Dowse. Gee, it's great to be in an elevator, walking my baby back home. Owls go by and they give me the eye, walking my baby back home. We go along harmonizing a song. Oh, I'm reciting a poem. One kiss, then I continue again, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while, she gives me a smile and snuggles her head on my chest. We stop for a while, and that's when I get her talcum all over my bed. After I kinda straighten my tie, she has to borrow my comb. One kiss, then I continue again. I walk in my baby, talk in my baby, loving my baby. I don't mean maybe, walking my baby back home. All the tiny babies, all the tiny babies.
The Elevate Trio. Pablo Cardenas on piano, Peter Dowse on electric bass, and Kelby MacNayr, vocals and drums. All right, so now is an opportunity to check in with how you are feeling compared to how you were feeling when you walked in the door today. Are people feeling better?
Yes.
Are people feeling uplifted? How are people feeling? Shout out some hands up, okay? Got a woohoo, got thumbs, lots of thumbs. Oh, got this, thank you. All right. Well, what I am going to do is right now is an opportunity to share generosity of spirit, to share the love that we are, to be abundant, to give, because giving is in our nature. And so I have already filled in what it is that I'm giving. And because I want us to connect more with when we are giving, I'm going to pass this bowl around tonight. Because sometimes, most of the time, it sits over there. It's like if you go to the bowl, it's over there kind of in the back. I want us to be more conscious about our giving, right? So whether you physically put something in here tonight, whether you choose one of these other ways to donate, because it is by donation. I mean, these guys get paid no matter what. But if we want to continue offering this kind of programming, then we gratefully receive whatever it is that you'd like to offer. Whatever you do, I just invite you to give a pause over this bowl of abundance and just even put in an intention, right? Just a conscious intention for yourself, for life, for some kind of abundance in your life, okay? So I'm just going to hand this over here. And as that bowl goes around, I'm just going to invite us all to put hands on our hearts, and together, let's declare this generosity affirmation. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By embracing generosity with enthusiasm and delight, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. And so I'm just going to ask everyone to close your eyes or lower your gaze for just a few more moments and just allow this feeling of gratitude and appreciation for what we have experienced tonight together to blossom, to appreciate even more, to radiate beyond our bodies, beyond these walls, beyond this incredible, amazing center called VTC, knowing that as we open up our hearts, as we extend ourselves out into the universe, that the love that we are, the abundance that we are at our core goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. So for all the love that is present, for all the love that is on its way, I simply say thank you, thank you, thank you, and yes, please to more, as together we affirm, and so it is. All right, so just a few announcements. Prayer. If you or someone you know is in need of some spiritual support, there is a prayer team at VTC that is made up of several ministers. We take those prayer requests that you put in the little prayer box, which I'm just noticing is not at the back of the room there. But if you have a prayer request that you would like to give, the forms are there. Just give it to me, and I will make sure that it gets to the VTC prayer team. We pray, we treat, we do practical affirmative prayer every single day. Knowing for you or yours when you can't necessarily know yourself. This is part of trusting the process, all right? If you have been coming for a while and you kind of dig what you're experiencing, then we invite you to consider becoming a member. There are a couple of membership forms on that table, a couple on that table. Most people here, or about half the room, are members. And this really is about building community together. And when you become a member, then it's a more conscious commitment to the evolution of VTC. All right, if you would like to become more active, whether you were a member or otherwise, then these are some ways that you can help out. We would love some help setting up. It usually falls to Glenn and myself, so if you want to come a little earlier, that would be great. Denise does help in a big way, but she's usually the only one, so we would love to have some more people. Helping put chairs away at the end is also fantastic, and bringing friends, promoting, telling people how amazing the Elevate experience is also super helpful. We have 2 upcoming classes. One is starting this Saturday. It's a 5-week course called Exploring the Practice of Prayer. I am co-facilitating it with Sherry Morgan here in the front row. And really looking forward to this first collaboration where we're both bringing our perspectives on prayer into the class together. It's going to be a very experiential offering, so we're not just talking and reading about it. We are actually praying affirmatively. We are praying for guidance. We are praying intuitively. We are praying so that we can connect, so that we can open up to the infinite possibilities of who we can become and what life can be like. So the value of it is $195, but it is by donation. So you can pay that, you can pay less, you can pay more. Just offer something, you know. And it will be 5 weeks from February 14th to March 14th. And then if you are a member, or if you're curious about what New Thought is, the global movement, or just curious about what VTC has to offer, our very first VTC orientation class is happening on Sunday, February 22nd. So that is next week. 90-minute workshop after Celebrate. It is free for all to attend. 90 Breathwork is back after a 7-month hiatus, post-collision for me. It's back, baby. So Saturday, February 21st, not this one, but the next Saturday. There are already a few people registered. All right, Kelby's in. And there are only 12 spots. So for those of you who've been here before, I know Liz and Keely are regulars. We gather in a circle. Leslie's been here before. We gather in a circle. Sherry's been here before. On our yoga mats, blankets, pillows, and you can see the woman has headphones there. You experience this incredible transformational journey for about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours, depending on what it's going to be. And even though you're experiencing the journey yourself through the headphones, it is a very sacred container because there is this collective energy that is present, this collective consciousness. So if you're interested, please let me know. There are a few spots left. And you're going to do like every third Saturday? Every third Saturday at BTC, yeah. And these are the rest of the events that are happening in the sanctuary. If you would like any more information, then there is a little bit more information on the wall and on the front door. Best place to go for anything is on the events page on the VTC website. You can click on any event, get the information, how to register, how much it costs, if it costs something, all that kind of stuff. All right, does anybody in the community have a brief announcement they would like to share about anything you'd like to invite anyone into? Coralina.
Hello. I'm going to sit though. I have started a movement called Speak Up Child. And we are on Instagram and Facebook at Speak Up Music, if anyone would like to follow. I've written a song 10 years ago called Speak Up Child, and I'm now collaborating with my creative partner to bring that song to life and share it across the world globally. So we're working collectively with artists from all around the world to produce the song, hopefully in multiple languages. So there are resources and tools for the inner child and the child who has experienced childhood abuse, all on at Speak Up Music, Facebook, Instagram. So it would just mean the world to us if you followed, because the more interaction we have with people, the more people will see what it is that we're doing and be there to support us. So that's my announcement.
Amazing.
Thank
you. Thank you, Coralina, and congratulations. I'm loving following your progress online. I'm sure Coralina has some kids' songs.
Kids songs?
Oh, yeah. Just a little bit? Just a little? Just a few? Okay. All right.
Like a kid song to sing?
So, because if Evelyn keeps coming, some kid-friendly songs.
Kid-friendly songs.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming tonight. I'm going to invite those who want to stand up. We're going to sing another funky, groovy tune that I happened to write and Kelby helped to arrange. So it's called Join the Revelation. And I'm actually going to ask, can someone do the clicker instead of me? Thank you. Do you know which one? This one. You just, when?
Each talk when
Oh, yeah.
to do the tune.
Yeah. So just when we're singing, like at the beginning of the last line, then go to the next line. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. Last time I sang this on a Sunday, it was in a key that was too low, and my voice just disappeared in the room. Just like Bermuda Triangle. Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2.
And you guys, I know it feels free to sing along or do whatever you want. Here we go. In this world of wonder, there's a strong vibration, a powerful creating here now. Take our thoughts and feelings, use imagination, focus our attention, that's the how. We're living life, we're living joy, we're living peace, heart and mind, we're being loved, having faith, we're spiraling up, all the time. Alright, here we go. In anticipation of a new direction, a yearning for the truth without enemy. Na-na-na-na-na, next, embracing universal divinity. We're living life, we're living joy, we're making peace. Heart and mind, we're being loved, we're having faith, we're spiraling up all the time. Feel the elevation, raise the love vibration, quantum activation. Wow. Woo! Time for celebration. Oh, na 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 na, na 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 na. All right, go ahead and bless your neighbor for the week. That's what I get for not memorizing my own lyrics. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. We're living life, we're feeling joy, we're making peace, and we're being loved, we're having faith, we're spiraling up, all the time. Feel the elevation, raise the love vibration, quantum activation. Wow. Na-na-na-na-na. Where's the slide? Join the revelation now. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you for being with us tonight at Elevate. Let's give a hand to Pablo Cardenas, Peter Dowse, and Kelby MacNayr, the Elevate Trio. Let's also give a hand to the tech guys, Mr. Glenn Sheridan, and then Mr. Liam Roberge, and Denise. Denise is the greeter. Thank you, baby Evelyn, for coming. Thank you, thank you. And thank you to everyone who is about to help put up the chairs away. And for everyone who joined us on YouTube, everyone who joined us in person, we love you, we appreciate you, we are so glad you're here, and we will see you next week.
feel okay? Yes.